The Shattered Relics League has been out for a couple of weeks now, and I thought it might be time to start looking at the race for top page. Top page league points has always been an interesting race to watch in the high scores because you can kind of see what people are up to just by checking what they're doing and checking their pages. So today I'm going to go through the top 10 and a bit of the trends from the top 25 and see what people are up to and see what kind of we can glean from the high scores about what's going on. Rank 1 is MVNG. I should say also that I don't think I really am 100% sure who everyone is. You know, some people, their usernames might not be familiar to me, or they might be using a temporary username. But when I do know, I'll call it out. MVNG, I don't know him, but he seems to be doing really well. He has the most points right now at 55,205. And one of the most notable things is that he has 25 mil in every single skill. So there's points for getting to max, obviously, but there's points for getting to 25 mil. And so he's got 25 mil all skills. Some notable ones that jump out is Slayer, 105 mil, Firemaking, 119 mil. We'll see in the boss cases lower on, but he's obviously got a ton of Slayer bosses done. He's probably going for the superior tasks, for killing a certain number of superiors, as well as stacking clues. He's gotten 119 mil firemaking, which is definitely the Wintertod tasks, as well as potentially going for the Phoenix. Obviously, you get a ton more crates in this league because of the Greedy Gatherer, so I'm sure that it's pretty easy to get that kind of XP and go for all the tasks. What else? A ton of hit points and melee XP in general. Strength higher than attack, but not by a ton. So I'm guessing maybe he doesn't have a scythe, or maybe he's using the scythe on attack to train that as well. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter a ton, and maybe he's using the lance or hasta or something like that. So 105 mil slayer, as we said, the fire making. I actually noticed he doesn't have crafting fully banked or fully done. So that's his only 25 mil skill left. And it's possible that he's banking on getting gems and stuff from raids. So he could do that fully passively. Or maybe growing seaweed or something. But I think the seaweed is pretty fast, so maybe not so. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. So let's go down to the rest of his stuff. He only has a certain amount of clues, like 128 mediums is a good amount, but it's not a ton. Same with Hard's Elite Masters. I think he's pretty much just going for gear so far. And then later on, he'll probably go for the tasks for collection log and stuff. Obviously, you'll probably get a good amount of the log task done in here, but I'm not sure if you would get it fully completed. And especially not for Masters and Elite, maybe later on when he has all the requirements ready. Looking at the boss cases, has most of the Slayer bosses done up to the point where there's point tasks like Sire. I'm not sure if there's a task for Hydra at 300, but it's a pretty, 300 is around where you would get the Lance, so probably something similar. And yeah, this is a trend with a lot of the accounts, and we'll definitely be seeing this all over, is that they have God Wars and Slayer bosses and DKs all done. And all done up to the point where they're going to get all the gear. They're going to get some KTC tasks. And then getting into raids. He obviously has a good amount of raids. He probably does have a scythe at this point. Or at least a rapier. With 100 raids done. 105 gauntlets. A lot of people have around 100 gauntlets done. Where that's kind of approaching the rate for a enhanced seed. So they probably have that. Wintertod, Zulrah, Vorkath, these are all great tasks. And one thing that we saw a lot last league is everyone did 30 Jads. So this is definitely very familiar. 150 Skatizo is pretty crazy. I guess with the amount that everyone's getting superiors, you really stack totems up super fast. So we'll definitely see like some more crazy Skatizo numbers down the high scores. But yeah, this is a great account. It does seem like he's going to slow down a bit now that he's done skilling. But one thing that he does have left to do is chambers. Chambers has a ton of points in there. There's one for basically every unique, along with master tasks for the mega rares. And, you can metamorphosize the omelet as well. And the omelet is a lot more common this league because of the boosted unique rates. So we're going to see that a lot of people don't have Chambers done or even started. But they're doing TOB first to get some supplies, to get some better weapons, like the Scythe and the Avernic. And yeah, definitely see more of those as time goes on. So GL, I'm Tom. Kind of a well-known player. He's one of the high-ranked Iron Men in, I think, in the normal game. And he's also been high-ranked in a lot of leagues previously. He has 25 mil in most skills. He has a few left, being rune crafting, construction, agility, thieving, and crafting. Again, a lot of those are things that you would bank in the course of normal things. These support skills, they have some tasks tied to them for later on, like doing a certain amount of pyramid plunder, I know is a good task. The final room, you're going to get a lot of that. Maybe the squirk berries as well. In construction, there's not a ton of good tasks, so he might just be waiting until he has planks that he can bang it out really quickly. Clues, looks like he got decently lucky on clues. 55 beginners is different. Not everyone is doing those. 93 easies, probably got all the collection slot tasks for easies. And 11 elites is like starting to become something that people are doing. Similar to the last... similar to MVMG, he's got the Slayer bosses, he's got the God Wars, DKs, and one difference is that he's not doing TOB yet, but he is doing Chambers. He did Chambers challenge mode, so I would expect him to get a lot of points from TOB coming up. Depends if he has a team or if he's going to try and solo. Obviously, you can solo with Absolute Unit pretty easily, but yeah, we're not really seeing any Nightmare or anything like that, or Nex. So a lot of people have said that those are low points and low priority. But I do remember there being a lot of tasks for Nightmare last league about not just the drops, but speed tasks and KC tasks. And I think that we'll definitely see people doing those in the coming weeks. Rank 3 Insane Wolfie. I don't know who this is, but he's doing quite well. Still has a lot of skills left to go for 25 mil, which is really good for him. If he's rank 3 with this many 25 mils left to go, then he has a lot of points left from skilling, and that means he has a lot of potential. He's clearly been focusing on PVM. He only has 65 mil Slayer also, which means that he hasn't been doing like a ton of Slayer. Not a ton of clues either. 129 mediums, 235 beginners is a lot. Very strange. Maybe he's going for the full beginner completion. I know that is points. I'm pretty sure. But, probably decent luck on mediums. He has started elites and masters a little bit. Still has chambers to go. He has a lot of points available there, along with his skilling. A good amount of TOB. He might be finished in terms of the TOB tasks by now. One Zuck, no Vorkath, so there's a lot of points there as well. Yeah, I think honestly, this guy has a lot of points left on the board. I would definitely watch for him in the coming weeks. Woman Kisser is rank 4. He has 25 mil in most skills, missing a couple of the production ones, and wood cutting, which I'm sure will be easy later on. Fire making as well. Low clues compared to everyone else. Looks like maybe he got lucky on some of the gear here and the slots. High Hydra KC, which sucks. No one wants to go for that much Hydra. Although maybe it got him some GP. What else? He started CMs, 25 CMs. A good amount of your usual God Wars Slayer bosses kind of stuff. But hasn't really started TOB. So yeah, definitely some good points left on the board in terms of rounding out the PVM KCs. But it seems like he's gone unlucky on a couple places. High Kraken KC, maybe he's going for the full Trident. The Hydra, again, as we were talking about, is really unlucky. 600 Zulra is pretty unlucky, although he could just be getting supplies. 500 Grardor is like not the best for sure. So yeah, seems like a bit unlucky, but been focusing the PVM and still has a lot of points left. Ditter Bitter, I'm going to assume this is the real Ditter Bitter. It might not be. He's been doing a lot of stuff. He has a lot of 25 mils. He has some left, like smithing and mining, which he's been working on clearly. But some notable holes in construction, hunter, and agility. It's possible he's doing birdhouses for hunter and banking planks and stuff, so they'll come eventually. 100 mil Slayer is really nice. He's rank 1 Slayer, so he's obviously been doing a ton of that. And the Scatizos have obviously come with that as well. Where are they? Here, rank 1 Scatizo at 150. So maybe he's going for Jar of Darkness or something silly like that. Only 42 Corrupted Gauntlet. I don't know if he got lucky. Maybe he's just... Oh, no, sorry, that was the wrong person. He's got 300 Corrupted Gauntlet. No, this is Mazar. Sorry, guys. Ditter Bitter. What were we talking about? Yeah, Ditter Bitter. Yeah, no, he's got a lot of skilling points left. 100 mil Slayer. Not rank 1, but pretty close. And the Scatizo also. 125 Scatizo. So yeah, he definitely has those. Only 42 Corrupted Gauntlet, as I was saying. So maybe he's not super experienced, or maybe he just got lucky. Started to do the Jad and Zuck tasks, which there are a lot of points there, especially with the speed runs, but also the KCs. And no raids yet. Neither Chambers or TOB. So definitely has some points left to gain from PVM, as well as been doing pretty well on the skilling. So look to see him picking up some PVM points in the next couple weeks. A cold one has been kind of the opposite. He's very much been doing PVM, as we've seen on his stream. He does have some good skilling done, like Prayer, which was definitely fully passive, Fishing, which was probably overnight kind of thing, Firemaking, which may have been Winter Taught or just getting clues. Herblore is almost done. I'm sure that was passive. Only 69 mil Slayer, so not a ton of Slayer. But, definitely getting up there. Plenty of 25 mils left to do in terms of skilling. I don't know if he cares to do it. He might not. Depends how much he wants to play for ranks later on in the league. Got pretty lucky on clues, looks like. Decent KCs, looks like a lot of round KCs in terms of the bosses. Again, God Wars Slayer bosses. Only 12 gauntlets. 51 TOBs. I think he's been enjoying those. 10 Zucks. He might do some more Zucks because he definitely likes those in the main game. Yeah, interesting that, we do have a couple people that aren't traditional rank playing for ranks, but because they've been playing a lot and getting a lot done, then they're definitely up here on the top 10. Beat On It is the next at rank 7. He has a good selection of 25 mils left to go, so lots of points left to stay on. 100 meds even, 80 easies, 28 hards. He's been doing some clues. 148 gauntlet. So he's definitely been seshing the gauntlet. Probably trying to get that blade. What else? 600 Zami is kind of a lot. Unfortunate. I'm not sure really what he would be going for that. Maybe the hilt. To finish the God Wars set is definitely a good amount of points. Venenatus KC is kind of cool. I haven't seen too many people doing a ton of wilderness bosses, but there are points there and people are going to go for them eventually. Especially Venenatus, probably one that could be done well with Absolute Unit and whatever gear you happen to have. Woman Kisser, has been one-upped by women. 200 mil cooking, quite funny that over 40 people have got that. Kind of pointless, but I guess why not go for it if you can. Only 725 mils left to go. He's done 227 med clues, which is pretty rough. One trend that we've seen down this list is that if you got unlucky on med clues, trying to get the blessing, meds or easies, that probably ate up a lot of your time. But that doesn't mean that you can't be a higher rank, because it does give points. But, it's definitely not ideal. What else? He's started Chambers. He has 27 hard modes. He has, your standard God Wars. A lot of KC tasks, like round numbers, like 250 here, 500 here. 300 on the Hydra, 250 on the Sire. a good amount of barrows, some bryophyta and obor. I think a lot of people have at least 5 because you get the 5 keys when you unlock it, as well as 10 Jads, so some more Jads to go there, and 100 Corrupted Gauntlet. A good all-around approach. Definitely has some points left on the board to get pretty easily. Mazar, as I accidentally clicked on before, is clearly a big skiller. He's approaching 25 mil all, with just Hunter and Con as the stuff that he's probably doing birdhouses and then banking planks from raids and stuff. Again, a large amount of mediums, which is pretty shitty. Did a ton of basically no other clues. No other clues. So definitely was going for that blessing and God book and other God items from mediums. Some solid PVM KCs. 500 Sire is a lot. 500 Hydra is a lot. Doesn't seem to... Oh yeah, definitely like 657 Krill is a lot. So it seems like he's kind of got unlucky on a fair amount of places. 30 Jads is good. 100 Winter Tods is good. 150 Skatizo is resetting rank 1 to go with his extremely high Slayer XP. So definitely has a lot of the Slayer points and might be looking to finish off skilling quickly and then do more PVM afterward. 753 Kraken. Yeah, so I guess maybe people are going for that kind of, the full Trident, or maybe it's just something nice and AFK they can do while they do something else. Tenhu, rank 10. This guy's a PVM nerd. He has so many skills left that he could do 25 mils in. But he's been seshing the PVM. Obviously, seems to have gotten decently lucky on the clues. He doesn't have a ton of clues. 63 hards and 23 elites is more than normal, but kind of a normal amount of mediums and easies. He's got lots of Slayer boss and decent God Wars. Got unlucky on Bandos with 618, but not too far off what other people have done. 100 Grotesque is nice. Only 73 Kraken, so he's definitely not going for the kind of things that some other people might be going for. Almost everyone has done this 250 Seractus, which is pretty interesting. It's a very fast boss. And 500 Zulrah also. Everyone likes Zulrah. And 50 Vorkath for, of course, the backpack. So he, with no Tobs here and only 5 Chambers CMs, he definitely has the potential to get a lot of points in PVM still. But the question is, will he end up getting these Slayer points or these skilling points or not? And if not, he might drop off the leaderboards. We'll go through quickly 1125. I'm not going to touch on each person individually, just trends. A lot of people have a mix of skilling in PVM. No one has all 25 mils done down this list. Everyone pretty much has Slayer bosses done, or at least a good amount of Slayer bosses and God Wars. And I'm just going to call that mid-tier gear. A lot of people have mid-tier gear done, or at least good progress on it. Not a lot of raids have been done, both TOB and Chambers. Like you see, there's none here. So I guess people may be just waiting to get their gear up a little bit, waiting to get their fragments setups all good with their God items, with clues and stuff. Clues are definitely starting to stack up for some of these accounts. You can see 112 easies here, 78 beginners. Actually quite a fair amount. What else? As we were seeing here, like easy skills to get 25 mil, most people have, but a lot of the production ones and support skills like agility, not a lot of people have. But I think that we will see that in the next couple weeks. Again, mid-tier bosses done, a bit of gauntlet, a little bit of wilderness here and there, but most people haven't done a ton, so that might be coming up. We do have some content creators like Coxie, as we were talking about, Cold One, who just kind of are seshing PVM as much as possible with a little skilling on the side. He did 1,000 Hydra just to clean it off, because I think he got the claw right before 1,000. But definitely, still have points to go with PVM, because there's a lot of PVM to be done in this league. One example I wanted to point out here is Revenant Slave. He's got a ton of combat XP, but only 60 mil Slayer, and just kind of your normal boss KCs or even low on boss KCs. But the name is definitely a hint as to what could be going on. The Revenants have a good amount of tasks for the weapons, the crystals, the turning in the statue. But more than that, they give a ton of supplies and a ton of GP, and it's a really long grind also. So once you have enough good gear to sesh revs, I'm sure a lot of people are doing it to bank GP for like construction and that kind of thing later on. Maybe a ton of runes for your scythe or Sang staff. So definitely, I think that revs are being done. They obviously just don't show up on the high scores. And maybe some people, also putting that off until later. But I think it will be done by a lot of people. Most people have a low amount of elites and hards and masters, but have been focusing the med clues. Basically, if you got unlucky on med clues, like you're going to have a hard time with the other tasks, but it hasn't really, prevented people from being in the top 25. This is temp name 123, which potentially could be solo mission, since I know that he was getting dry on med clues, and this is rank 2 med clues in the game. Actually, let's just check the med clues and see if solo mission is on there. He is on there. He's rank 5, so it's not solo mission, but there, it just shows where is solo mission. He dropped down a good amount. Oh, he's ranked 73. Damn, he's really dropped. He was top page for quite a while. But yeah, it definitely shows that, like, there are other people that are going dry on med clues and other clues and other grinds in general. A couple PVMers in this list, as I said, like Coxie, who have been, and Sick Nerd, who have been really grinding PVM. Sick Nerd is a great example. He has, a ton of melee XP, a ton of hit points XP, even ranged is high, because he's been doing Nex. 69 next KC, that's rank 9 because not a lot of people are doing that, but 64 TOBs, and I know he's done some chambers, not enough to get on the high scores, but coming up he will be doing more probably. But he's a great example of someone I don't expect to be that high in points in rank by the end of the league. Obviously he has 48,000 points already, so he's getting up there. But the thing is, I don't expect him to finish 25 mil all skills. And I don't expect him to go for some of the longer grinds like raids KC, like raids full completion. I think he'll just get tired of it at some point and quit. And I think that there is a good amount of people on this list who will be doing that. But it'll be interesting to see. As we said, overall trend, no one has all 25 mil skills. I thought MVNG has it, but again, I missed crafting on here. So he has one skill left to go. Where was it? Crafting. Here, 60 mil crafting left to go. So there's still some skilling points to be gotten by pretty much everyone. But once the skillers finish with their skilling points, we're going to see, like, are they really down to grind PVM for points? And the opposite is also true. The PVMers, are they really down to skill for points? That's about it for this round. I'll probably check in another week or two and see how things are doing. One interesting dynamic that we could talk about is the fact that the league has been extended 2 extra weeks. So in terms of like finishing the really, really long grinds, like the high KC tasks, the rare skilling stuff, the completionist stuff like number of log slots with clues, it's going to be viable to go for them now where maybe it wouldn't have been before. 500 library books definitely probably is worth doing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously there's some big legends up here, and maybe some of the past people that have been top page in past leagues we might miss. Like, I don't know if Iron Higer is in here somewhere. I haven't seen Casey, but I know that he's been top page in Twisted League and was good in Trailblazer as well. That's about it. Keep grinding those ranks, guys, and we'll check back in next week. But until then, peace.